Hey everyone. Ever catch yourselves kind of envious of people who just seem to make like really smart money moves like
hmm
effortlessly?
Yeah.
It's like they've got this sixth sense for investing. Well, today, get ready because we are diving into this whole world of what we're calling mindful
I
investing.
like that.
We're taking inspiration from Morgan Housel's book, The Psychology of Money. And to guide us, we've got these awesome insights from Zen Stocks. They've got this really interesting take on the whole thing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool actually. The whole premise of House's book, it kind of flips the script on what it means to be good with money.
Right. Okay.
It's not really about like being a math whiz. It's more about like mastering your own mind, your own psychology.
Totally.
And that, let's be real, that can be way harder than any finance spreadsheet.
Oh, way harder.
Right.
I mean, we've all known those people, those like, they ace every finance class, but then like in real life,
Yeah.
they make some head-scratching money choices. So like, what's the deal with that?
That's the million-dollar question. See, Housel, he says it's not about inherent intelligence when it comes to like succeeding financially. It's about building those right habits, those
Yeah.
right behaviors, having the mindset that really sets you up for making good choices.
So not necessarily born with it, but like you can learn it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyone can work on this stuff,
I like that.
which is, I think, really empowering.
It is. Okay, so not about being a genius, but like acting like one, I guess. Right. But how does that actually work in the real world, like when it comes to actually investing your money?
Right, right. Okay, so imagine this. The market takes a dive.
Oh,
Right. Fear might make you want to like hit the show button immediately, even if your long-term plan, like you made this beautiful plan, it said hold steady,
right.
but fear takes over.
Fear and greed, those are like the two big ones, right?
Absolutely. Or on the flip side, greed tempts you into like, some risky bet because you're chasing that quick profit, right?
Yeah.
Ignoring the potential consequences. It's these emotional reactions
Oh, for sure.
that can really throw a wrench in your plans.
Yeah, no, the fear and greed thing, it's so real. Oh, back in the day when I first dipped my toes into stocks, let's just say, FOMO was driving a lot of those early decisions, not always the best. So is that where this whole like Zen approach comes in? Like finding your calm in the middle of all the chaos, all the noise?
Yes, you got it. Zen Stocks, this article that we're looking at, they're big on this whole long-term patient approach. Tuning out all that market noise, sticking to your guns, sticking to your plan. They actually use the analogy of like a marathon, not a sprint.
I like that.
Pace yourself, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to burn out a mile in.
No, no. Okay, I'm liking this analogy. So discipline, consistency, not letting like emotions run the show.
Yes.
But then there's life, right?
Oh, yeah.
Throwing those curveballs, market crashes, surprise expenses, the things you just can't predict. How do you roll with that?
Ah, the uncontrollables. This is where Housel's insights about luck and risk,
Yeah.
super relevant.
Okay.
He's reminding us, like, we can't control everything.
Right.
Doesn't matter how much we analyze, how much we strategize, how many spreadsheets we make. Some things, they're just outside our control.
Yeah, and we've talked about this before, but even those like massive success stories, I mean, take someone like Bill Gates.
Right.
Luck's a factor there too. Being born at the right time,
Absolutely.
having access to like, early computers.
Huge.
That all played a part.
It all makes a difference.
Yeah. That's kind of a humbling thought, right? Because we love to like attribute success to just like pure skill and hard work. But, chance encounters,
Right.
being in the right place at the right time.
Timing is everything.
Yeah.
Sometimes more than we realize.
Right, right.
And that's why it's so important to make choices that help us, weather those storms, even when we don't see them coming.
Okay, so how do we do that? How do you prepare for the unpredictable?
That's the question. Well, for one, diversification is huge, right?
Right, yeah.
Zen Stocks talks about, the classic, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
It's like having a backup plan for your backup plan, basically.
I like that.
So, spreading those investments around different asset classes, different industries,
Right.
different places even.
Okay, so diversification, and that helps kind of manage the risk. Makes sense.
Exactly.
But then there's that other biggie, time.
Ah, yes, time. Time is the investor's secret weapon.
Okay.
Housel is all about this, harnessing the power of compounding.
Oh, compounding. Okay.
Which, by the way, I know it doesn't sound super exciting,
Yeah.
but it's one of the most important concepts in
logic.
finance.
Okay. All right. You've piqued my curiosity.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this compounding magic and how it all ties into this like time is on your side idea.
All right, so picture this. You invest $100 today.
Okay.
Right. It earns, let's say, a 5% return the next year.
Okay.
Not bad, right?
Yeah. Right.
So now you've got $105.
Okay.
The next year, that $105 earns another 5% on top of that, and so on and so on.
Oh.
Right.
So you're making money on the money you've already made.
Yes, you got it. It's like a snowball effect
Okay.
where your money's growing exponentially over time. That's the beauty of compounding.
So basically, the earlier you start, the more time that snowball has to like roll down the hill and just get ginormous, right?
Exactly.
Even if you're not like throwing tons of cash at it right away.
Exactly. Even small amounts
Yeah.
add up over time. And that is one of the biggest advantages that younger investors have.
Makes sense.
Right. They might not have a ton of money to start,
Right.
but they've got time on their side.
Yeah. And we talk about like these investing legends. I mean, Warren Buffett being like the
Yeah.
classic example.
The O2.
Right. What can we learn from his like early days?
Well, Buffett, I mean, a guy started investing when he was like 10 years old.
Oh, wow.
Now, obviously, not everyone's going to be like a stock market prodigy at 10.
Right.
But the point is, he's had decades for that compounding to like work its magic.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine if you'd started investing even just a little bit, like every month, back when you were 10?
Yeah.
It wouldn't have seemed like much back then, but now,
Right.
whoa.
I'm getting chills thinking about it. Okay, no, that's really powerful. Just those small actions, but consistently.
Consistently.
Yeah.
That's the key.
That's the key. Okay, so it's like the anti-get-rich-quick scheme.
Yes.
It's like, be patient.
Patience.
Be consistent. Let time do its work.
Exactly. And Zen Stocks talks about this too.
Okay.
You know, they emphasize that time smooths out those market ups and downs.
Right, right.
You're less likely to panic sell if you're in it for the long game.
Okay, so have that, like, zoom out,
Yes.
big picture perspective.
Sure.
Don't get caught up in the day-to-day, like, little dips and spikes.
Exactly.
I think I might need to revisit my retirement plan after this. But you know, this whole conversation makes me think about, like, the idea of enough.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because especially in investing, it's so easy to get caught up in, like, chasing bigger and bigger numbers, always wanting more.
Always wanting more.
Right. But, like, when is it enough?
That is such a crucial question, and Housel talks about this a lot, you know?
Yeah.
He's saying this constant pursuit of more, like, even when you've got a good amount, you're financially secure,
Yeah.
it can actually lead to unhappiness.
Real.
Because it's like you're on this treadmill, always wanting more, never really arriving.
So how do we get off the treadmill? Like, how do we define what enough looks like? Especially when, like, everywhere we turn, it's like more.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the challenge, isn't
Yeah.
it? I think it starts with, like, a mindset shift. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, like, really try to zero in on what you do have and what truly matters to you. What are your values?
Yeah.
What kind of lifestyle do you want to live? What experiences do you want to have?
Yeah.
And then once you figure that out, your financial goals, they just become a way to support that life, not the be-all and end-all.
It's not about the stuff.
Exactly.
It's about what you're doing with it, how it's actually, like, playing out in your life.
Yes.
That's a good way to reframe it. It makes me think of that story from the Zen Stocks article about Rajat Gupta.
Oh, yeah. Rajat Gupta.
He's like the cautionary tale.
A classic cautionary tale.
Yeah. For those who aren't familiar, can you like give the rundown of what happened there?
Okay, so we've got Rajat, super successful guy, right?
Yeah.
Top executive, millionaire, many times over. On paper, he had it all.
Right.
But he gets caught up in this whole insider trading scheme.
And just for those of us like, you know, who aren't like finance nerds, what is insider trading? Like, break that down for us.
Sure. So basically, insider trading, it's when you're using like secret info
Okay.
that's not available to the public
Okay.
to buy or sell stocks for your own profit.
Oh, sneaky.
Very sneaky, very illegal,
Okay.
very unethical. It gives certain people an unfair advantage.
Okay.
Like, imagine playing poker, but you get X-ray vision, you can see everyone's cards.
Oh, that's not fair.
Not cool.
Not cool. So how does it connect to this whole idea of like enough?
Well, I mean, Gupta had all this wealth, right? Success that most people only dream of. And yet,
Yeah.
he still wanted more.
Oh.
He got greedy, took unnecessary risks,
Right.
and ultimately it cost him everything. His reputation, his freedom,
Right.
everything he'd worked so hard for.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder that no amount of money can fill that void if you haven't defined what truly matters.
Yeah, that is a very sobering thought. It's really highlighting how that that constant need for more can lead us down some pretty dark paths.
Well, slippery slope.
Even when it seems like you got it all.
Right, exactly. And often that need for more comes from a lack of contentment, maybe a fear of scarcity,
Yeah.
or even just like overconfidence in our own abilities.
That's a really good point. Overconfidence, that's another big one, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to investing pitfalls.
Like, shoot.
It's so easy to think we've got it all figured out, especially when you have a few wins under your belt. You start thinking you're invincible in the market.
Exactly.
Like you can predict the future.
Totally.
Yeah.
And Housel, he talks about how, that overconfidence, it can lead to like really impulsive decisions.
Oh, yeah.
Like going all in on some like risky stock,
Right.
or trying to like time the market perfectly.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And we start thinking, oh, I'm smarter than everyone else. And that's usually when,
That's when you get tripped up.
exactly.
Like that whole too big to fail, but for your own money, you know?
Exactly. On a personal finance level.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so how do we keep our egos in check when it comes to investing?
I think a little humility goes a long way. Remembering that markets are unpredictable.
Right,
No one has that crystal ball.
right.
So it's about like staying grounded, building that diversified portfolio we talk about, and,
Right.
and avoiding those get-rich-quick schemes that are always,
So tempting.
oh, so tempting, but so dangerous.
Right.
It's about those smart, informed decisions for the long term.
Yeah, it's about playing the long game,
Exactly.
not letting those little wins go to your head.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
We need those reality checks sometimes, you know?
Absolutely. We all do. And I think one of the most valuable things you can do is be open to learning and adapting,
Okay.
because things change, right? The financial landscape is always shifting.
Right.
So staying informed, being open to, tweaking your strategies,
Yeah.
that's really important.
That's a really good point. It's not about setting it and forgetting it. You got to be willing to adjust as you go.
Well, wow, we've covered so much ground today, from how our brains work when it comes to money, to like the magic of compound interest,
Yeah.
the importance of like defining what enough actually means for you.
It's all connected.
It is all connected.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me how much of this mindfulness stuff
Yeah.
plays into something like investing
Mhm.
that we often think of as just,
Numbers.
yeah, just like spreadsheets and numbers.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But it's so much more than that. And I think that's why this whole idea of mindful investing, it really resonates with people.
Yeah.
It's about aligning your money with your values, your goals.
Yes.
It's about your well-being. It's tuning out all that external noise, all those shoulds and should nots.
Yes, all of it.
And being all right, what actually matters to me? What feels right? So for someone listening who's all right, I'm inspired. I want to bring some of this mindfulness into my own financial life. What's one big takeaway they should really hold on to?
I think the biggest thing is remembering that investing, it's not one size fits all.
Right.
What works for your neighbor,
Your best friend.
your coworker, Warren Buffett,
Right.
might not be the right fit for you. It's about what's your risk tolerance? What are you actually aiming
Or
for?
your goal.
What are your values? And then you tailor your approach based on that.
Love that. Find your path, find your pace. And for those of you who want to go even deeper on all of this, definitely check out Morgan Housel's The Psychology of Money. It's full of such great stories,
Yeah.
really practical advice. Well, on that note, it is time to wrap up this deep dive into mindful investing. Remember, it's not just about the numbers, it's about mastering that money mindset, making those intentional choices, and creating a financial life that really lights you up. Until next time, everybody.